Before we start, the rule of the meeting tonight, based on the administration's rules, is the number of seats in here or the number of seats. You are not allowed to bring your own seat. You're not allowed to sit on the floor. I'm going to give you one warning, and then we will have to escort you out.
Okay, I'd like to appeal the decision of the chair and call for a vote on the seating restrictions in here.
I'll second that appeal.
Doug?
So this is an administrative rule, and it's not a board action. It's not on the agenda. So ultimately, this is an administrative rule that your administration is enforcing, and you as a board can proceed accordingly.
Can we see the rule as the board, please? I'd like to see the rule. Where is it written? Please direct me.
Madam President, this is not on agenda.
It is not on the agenda.
We should move on to the meeting.
We do need to move on.
No, it's in the law, June.
I will tell you that
I move to begin the meeting.
Okay. The State Penal Code, Section 3813, hindering proceedings by disorderly conduct. State Penal Code 4205, disrupting meetings or procession. Let me tell you, you get one warning to abide by the rules of the administration for this meeting.
Right, and law enforcement cannot be used to enforce school district policy, correct?
They can be used to enforce the Texas Penal Code.
Who's going to be used to enforce Texas Education Code and Texas Open Meetings Act here?
All right, we're going to move on, so I will ask the officers to go ahead. The chairs that the administration set up are the only chairs for this room.
I appeal that decision from the chair because the chair is making that decision. That is not a decision from the... So I appeal that decision.
I second that appeal.
So I think you've instructed your law enforcement to escort folks who are being disruptive. If you wish to do so, you can continue to do so.
Okay. Yes, Officer Willoughby, if you can please assist in...
I appeal this
sure-
decision from the chair. I appeal this decision from the chair.
I second that. Put it to a vote, please, Madam Chairman.
Yes, please let's use Robert's Rules of Order.
I've not ever done an appeal.
Again, this is not a parliamentary procedure issue. It's basically enforcing the administrative rule that's in place. So if you wish to ask your law enforcement to enforce the rule for the meeting, you are allowed to do so, and you don't have to vote.
Madam President, who is enforcing this?
The Roanoke...
And my understanding is that on September 1st, the restrictions on the Texas Open Meetings Act were lifted. Is that correct, Mr. Ponik, that the governor has been very clear that the restrictions that bodies like ours at one time were able to impose have been lifted as of September 1st?
Well, with regard to how you conduct your board meetings and whether you can attend remotely, yes, that's changed. But with regard to the school district's ability to provide for the health and safety of its visitors, its students, its staff, that has not been altered by that order.
Yes, and all we're asking for, Doug, is where are those rules written? We can't make up rules.
There were no rules. This is a decision I made, and we had this set up for like several meetings now. This is not the first time we had a meeting like this. Now, we can reconsider for the next meeting. I have no problem looking at it again, but this is something we had set up for, I guess, for at least 3 to 4 board meetings since, I think, July.
We're asking you to reconsider right now.
Yes. What is the downside of allowing...
Okay.
Okay, this is not an agenda. Okay, today is going to be a long meeting.
No, June,
So
this
we
is
should
Open
start.
Meetings Act.
No, this is not
They
on
have the
agenda.
right to
This
come
is
into the
not on
meeting.
agenda.
Trustees, please. It is now 5:35. We do need to start this meeting. This is your last warning. I'm going to ask, please, nicely.
Who is making this warning? I appeal this decision. If President Weir is making the decision, she is the chair, Doug, and I am appealing the decision to have people removed from this meeting.
If you want to appeal to the appropriate authority after the meeting, okay?
No,
Let's
June,
start
I
the
have
meeting.
the right to
No,
appeal right now.
No. Let's start
Okay,
the
can we
meeting.
put this to a vote so we can move on with the
All right,
meeting?
Thank
all
you.
those in favor of enforcing the administration rule of seating in this meeting tonight, raise your hand, please. All those opposed? All right, it passes 5-2. Officer Willoughby, can we please have those that are without,
Right next door. If this is a rule of capacity and COVID safety, that there's a big super spreader.
can we please remove those that are not in the chairs set up by the administration?
No, we will not be removed. Unless you're going to apply the same to those children next door. There's a bigger super spreader event next door.
They are not being unruly by sitting in chairs. This is ridiculous. We are out of control on this board.
At this point, they're disrupting the meeting because it's 7 minutes since the meeting
They're being
was supposed
disrupted
to
because
stop.
President Weir is asking them to leave for sitting in chairs.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. We need to
Okay.
get ourselves in check.
We do have to get ourselves in check, Trustee Bone. Stop.
Let's start the
We
meeting.
have to be able to start this meeting, and there is a disruption of the meeting going on outside, going on in here by people yelling at us.
Yes, the chair is also being disruptive.
We put this to a vote. We used Robert Rules of Order, and we voted.
It is time for us to move on, and we
The
do-
Texas Open Meetings Act is not in violation. We just heard from our counsel. We follow our counsel.
Trustee Harrison,
and what
there's
you're
no
doing
need-
right now is out of order, and you could be removed for arguing with me like that in the
Yeah,
middle of the
Trustee
meeting.
Harrison, you're talking to the audience, so you have to ignore them. You can't talk to them and not expect them to talk to
Trustee
you back.
Bone, you're being disruptive. Some of us care about what we need to talk about tonight.
Yeah,
This
some of us
is
care about the
not on
public and the
agenda.
students.
I do care about the public and the students, and would
There
like
was
to
a
move
student
forward.
crying out there. Nobody seemed to care.
Please, can we do whatever we need to do to handle this?
Yeah, can we just let
President
the people that are in here stay in here and start the meeting?
We are going to start the meeting, but I do want, when the officer comes back, Dr. Presley, if we can, go ahead and clear while we're going to do the pledge, and then afterwards, because the students are going to speak first, we'll let the students come in and speak.
Person in line to speak. She will not be taken.
So we're going to stand now for the pledge. There are empty chairs for those of you that are not in a chair. If you could please go ahead and take the chair, because we are going to clear the room. You're choosing not to sit in a chair.
Can you clarify who is clearing the room? Who is making this choice? Please, Madam Chair,
Point
please
of order, this has
clarify.
already been discussed.
Yes, this has already been discussed and voted on, so I'm going to ask actually the Round Rock ISD police officers to please, the chairs that were set up by the administration are going to be the chairs that people are sitting in. You can choose to take an open chair, or you can choose,
Education code gives me complete access to this meeting.
Madam Chair, could I request that perhaps we go into closed and have a discussion with our lawyers? So we need to clear the room completely for that. We can go into closed at any time.
so
I'm
Doug,
sorry, but because it's not on the agenda, we can only go into discussion of matters in closed session that are on the agenda. As I said before, you have a rule, you are allowed to enforce the rule as you deem appropriate.
Who has the rule?
yeah, I mean, we're going to enforce the rule that the administration has set by
The setup.
setting out these chairs.
Can you just tell us where to go, and I'll gladly tell everybody where to look?
We had the same setup for months now. This is not the first meeting we have. We're more than happy to reconsider for the next board meeting.
Okay, point of order, guys, please stop. I'm going to ask one time, Dr. Aziz, please. Can we please turn down the temperature of what is going on here and allow members of the public who feel comfortable coming in here to observe our meeting to do so, and those who are not comfortable coming in here, can they please socially distance out in the common area where they can socially distance? Can we please just let cooler heads prevail here and allow the members of the public who've shown up for our meeting into our meeting? Can we please do that?
Danielle, Trustee Weston, you made us vote. You made us vote, so you took it out of his hands. So we have voted, the board has voted to uphold what the administration has set up. So once again, there are open seats. You can choose to take an open seat.
I move that we adjourn until the seating is.
Okay, yes, we're going to take
Second.
a break. We're going to adjourn. Thank you. And then after that, we're going to take a few things out of order. So on E and F, Doug McLean.
Madam President, are we back in session? Do we need to gavel in?
Yes, it's 6:16, we're back in session.
Okay, well, I just want to say that due to the hostility directed to the public tonight and my
I'm sorry,
concerns
I don't
about
think you were
violations
acknowledged.
of the Texas
You were
Open
not
Meetings
acknowledged
Act,
by the
Yeah.
chair.
This is
We
a
have
failure
it
of
that you're not
leadership,
allowed to speak
and I am
unless you're
leaving.
acknowledged by
This
the
is a
chair.
failure of
Thank you.
leadership.
Thank you.
This is America. We have rights to come into this.
This man has his 1 minute. We're going to let Mr. McCullough speak.
Madam Chair, has he received more than one warning?
He has.
I have not received a warning.
Mr. Clark, you've received numerous warnings.
I did not receive a warning.
Consider this your warning. Madam Chair, can you please warn him?
Yeah.
This is
Mr.
your
Clark,
warning. She just warned
Yes,
you.
you have a warning. Texas Penal Code, Section 3813 and 4205.
She warned you. You want to keep going?
Mr. Clark, you have to leave.
You've
You
gotta
have to
leave. Bye-bye.
You have to leave, Mr. Clark. We cannot continue this.
You're right. You can't continue to keep the public out of here.
You have been warned, sir. You have a choice.
I
Be
move that we
quiet
adjourn.
or leave.
I move that we adjourn.
I will.
All right. So we have a motion for adjournment. Is there a second? I mean, I don't know what we do with the tax rate at this point, because
Can we
this
add
is,
it to the meeting on Saturday?
Madam Chair, at this point, especially for this one disruptive person, I would like to see him removed.
The person over there, you're gonna continue.
She has not been warned.
You said we've all been warned.
No, we warned Mr.
Trustee Harrison, just,
I pull my motion back.
Can I make a motion?
Sure.
I move to, for the consent.
I've already made a motion for the
So you already
consent.
made a motion.
she made a motion for consent,
Okay, I
one
second.
through, can you hold on one
Second that
second? I know
motion.
Mr. McCullough, 1 second. Because you were speaking on items, the discussion items F, right? Okay, so we're going to take G out of order real quick, and then we'll come back to you 1 second.
You're making a decision without the public's knowledge. The public is wanting to see and hear what you're talking about.
All right. Officer Wilby, I'm very sorry to put you in this position, but Mr. Clark has been warned numerous times, and we cannot continue with our meeting with him speaking.
The public has to be allowed in. You can't prevent the public. No, we're not leaving. You won't let the public into an open meeting. I'm not leaving.
Okay, well, you have to. You've been asked. So you stand up.
They asked everyone up there.
You've been asked to leave.